My fiancé, Daniel, and I have been together for 5 years. We are as solid as I guess anyone thinks they are before something like this blindsides them. I am in total and complete shock. I'm just sitting here shaking. I can't even cry yet. Daniel is at work right now. I haven't texted him or called him or anything at this point. When we got together, he had just broken up with his college sweetheart. She was his first love. I was afraid I was rebound. He said that wasn't true. I believed him. Rest is history. Sorry if this is rushed and all over the place. Nothing makes sense in my head right now. I used his laptop about 2 hours ago to open his contacts list he has saved on there so I could get addresses for our wedding invites. Been telling him to get those to me for over a week, so I decided to do it. He keeps his contact info on his email. When I opened his email, I saw an email on the very top of his inbox with the subject line, Ray, Jen, not real name, how can I when? The subject line got cut off after that, so I couldn't see more without clicking. Jen is the name of his ex from college. I sat there for at least 10 minutes trying to decide if I should open it or not. I decided he should have nothing to hide, so I did it. Rest of the subject line was, Ray Jen, how can I when you still exist? The email was her replying to a string of emails between the two of them that has gone on for over a week. Long story short, Daniel is still in love with Jen. He thinks about her constantly. He'll never find another woman like her. Even worse is that he makes fun of me and she laughs about it. One email she asks him why I don't make him happy and isn't he satisfied with me? I can't remember word for word and I don't feel like reading it again, but he said something like, she tries. She's just not good though, way too vanilla. I love her, but the only way I can get off is when I think about intimating you and how wet you'd get. I think every inch of my bed was soaked from your puss. I have the hardest time just thinking about it. And then she answered with a bunch of lols and said she felt sorry for the poor girl. Another thing he said was that he made fun of me for having a large scar across my chest, onto my left breast, which has disfigured the nipple a bit. He said it looked like something out of Edward Scissorhands. That is almost too much to bear. He might as well have punched me in the gut. I was in an awful car accident when I was a teenager. I had a big piece of dashboard shatter and basically fly into my chest. I almost died. I've never been ashamed of the scar. It's like a constant reminder that I survived something a lot of people don't, and I should be grateful to be alive. The slight disfigurement of the nipple doesn't bother me either. I've always had the attitude of, if someone doesn't want me because of a nipple, damn them. But to hear him make fun of something he knows is a result of something so major in my life. My friend was thrown from the back seat and lost her life. I have no words. The emails go on. Some are explicit. One she describes how she just masturbated while thinking about how he used to go down on her for hours. I'm assuming that these emails are just a small portion of their contact. The first email in the thread was Daniel talking about how he doesn't think he can marry me and that he thinks about leaving me almost constantly. He said if she lived in this state, he'd already have left me. It didn't sound like the first time they'd reconnected, so I'm guessing if I snooped, I'd find texts too. I don't need to snoop further. I've seen all I need to. Obviously, I'm not going to stay. Despite what he said about me, I'm pretty great and I know this. He said he misses backdoor. Apparently, I'm too vanilla to give it to him. Thing is, I've tried to initiate that as I enjoy it, and he told me he wasn't into that. So he lied, just to cast me in a bad light. I'm so damn mad I just want to throw his shit into a pile and light it on fire. But I won't. Because I don't want to give him the satisfaction of knowing how much he hurt me. I'm not sure why I posted here. It's too fresh to talk to my friends and family. Should I just pack my stuff and leave with no explanation? Just ghost? I've got too much dignity to scream and cry in front of him. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want comfort or advice or what. I just needed someone to know what happened, so I don't feel so alone right now. Last night I texted Daniel and told him that my best friend, Jake, had gotten into a fight with his boyfriend, and I was going to go stay with him so he could vent and have somebody with him. I told Jake what happened and showed him the emails. I took pictures of them on my phone in case I needed them for whatever reason. Jake and his boyfriend Mike, who he had obviously not gotten into a fight with, and was there, were infuriated, and we all just sort of cried together for a while. They stayed up with me almost all night, helping me figure out my next moves. We all agreed that taking the high road was the best route. We made a list of all the things that were necessary to get out of the apartment. Mike is a property manager for a different apartment complex. So this morning, he called my property manager and gave her a very condensed, detail-free version of what was happening. I have always thought it important to get to know your property manager in case you ever have a situation where they can help you out. So she always really liked me. Daniel and I have been paying rent on a month-to-month basis for about 3 months because we were starting to look for houses to purchase after we settled down after the wedding. My property manager told Mike that working out getting my name off of the rental agreement wouldn't be a problem and to not worry about the 30-day notice that she typically requires for a tenant moving out. As far as finances go, I make about 70% of our combined income, and Daniel only covers about 30%. When Jake, Mike, and I were discussing the logistics of me moving out, Mike brought up the point that Daniel does not make enough to cover the required 3x rent in income each month, meaning he will most likely be given notice to move out if he cannot find a roommate fast. We lived in a 1-bedroom, so I doubt he'll be able to find someone quickly who is willing to sleep on a couch versus having their own bedroom, especially since I purchased the couch, so there isn't even one there anymore. The thought of this brings me great pleasure, as I'm sure you can imagine. Jake and I each called out of work today, and we rented one of those mover pickup trucks. We were pretty organized after making our list, and it only took us a couple of trips to get my stuff out and into Jake and Mike's garage for the time being. Daniel texted me a couple of times asking how Jake is and if I'm coming home after work tonight. I told him I'm already home. Not exactly a lie. I was there at the time, and then I said Jake was going to be okay, and that I just couldn't believe how awful people can be to the people they love. Daniel agreed and said that he was glad he had such a good girl like me. It was tempting to say something about how, yeah, I'm just so vanilla that way. I didn't. I just told him to always remember that, how great I am to him. He said of course he would. That felt pretty satisfying, and I hope he does remember that every day for the rest of his life. Whoever it was that posted about the vanilla ice cream idea, Jake, Mike, and I laughed about that hysterically last night. It was the first thing that made me laugh like that, and maybe the only thing for a while. So thank you for that. I didn't end up ruining any of Daniel's stuff. I didn't print out the emails and send them to his family, friends. I didn't do anything destructive or spiteful. However, after all my stuff was out, Jake and I made a trip to the grocery store. I took that poster's advice and I bought one of those big plastic tubs of vanilla ice cream. I left it on the counter with a note and my engagement ring. I wrote, "I know vanilla isn't your favorite flavor, but this is the only vanilla you'll be eating from now on. XOXO. I mean, I am human. I had to leave him with a little bit of a bang." So here I am, staying with Mike and Jake for a while. Finding an apartment will be no issue for me. I am comfortable financially on my own with a stable job. I have to deal with the deposits I put down for the venues for both the wedding and the reception. I can't right now. I'm too much of a mess emotionally. I will by the week's end though, as I know I can't put it off any longer if there's any hope at all of getting refunded. I had already booked our honeymoon, but I did pay the extra for insurance if the trip needed to be canceled. I honestly don't really know what exactly the insurance covers. I'll have to look into it. Whether or not I can get a refund for Daniel's ticket, I will be going on my first trip out of the country on my own, and I am happy about this. It's one bright thing to look forward to through this whole mess. I will sell my wedding dress, which was a low-cut dress, by the way, and showed my scar off as much as a wedding dress can. I guess Daniel would have found that gross. Or maybe I'll burn it. Burning it sounds kind of fun, because I've been holding back so much on not being destructive in a time where I would have found great, albeit temporary, pleasure in burning everything Daniel has ever owned. Burning my dress is something I can do privately that will still be satisfying. I can scream and cry and throw rocks at it, pour lighter fluid all over it, watch it burn, and then cook a s'more over it. Because I love s'mores, so why not? I am walking away from Daniel with my head held high. The best revenge is to walk away as dignified as possible and to not sink to his level. I was close with his family, but I'm not going to worry about what he tells them. I am positive it won't be the truth. There is no way he's got the balls and decency to tell them what he did. But I know what he did. He knows what he did. And all the people who truly love me and who I am close with will know what he did. That's all that really matters. Though it's nice to have those emails just in case Daniel tries to take things too far or something. I'm going to be okay. I'm having one of my empowered moments. Though I just spent the last hour in the bathtub sobbing. Like I said, waves. Jake told me that Daniel isn't worthy of my quirky nipple, and I agree. When I got in my accident, I was lucky that the shrapnel didn't pierce my heart. I did, however, suffer from a pretty significant heart contusion, basically a bruised heart, among other injuries. It was the most painful thing I've ever experienced. So yeah, this situation makes my heart hurt, but my heart has been through much worse and kept on ticking along. Sorry if I rambled a lot. Posting this to you all is like a form of therapy, and the more thoughts that pop up in my mind, I just write them down for you all to read. I haven't told my family and other friends yet. I'll be tackling that soon. I'm glad the invites hadn't already been sent. At least I don't have to send out a cancellation notice. I deleted Daniel off all social media and blocked his email address. I didn't block him off my phone yet because, honestly, I'm curious about his reaction. I can promise you all that I will not respond at all, not to a single text or call. But I can't help but be interested to see how he reacts. I will block him tomorrow, though. Mike told me that the second his messages turn ugly or hateful because I'm not responding, block him. He doesn't want Daniel to hurt me any more than he already has. He's right, and I really do plan to block him regardless by tomorrow after seeing his initial reaction. I guess that's all I have to update. Thank you all for caring about me. I will continue moving forward, and I will never stop wearing clothes that show my scar. I've never hidden it before, and I'm not going to let some asshole make me feel like I should. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all for your love. You gave amazing comments and messages. I will never forget the nice things you all have said to me. Seriously, thank you. I think I will dress up as Edward Scissorhands for Halloween. Edit. So last night got pretty crazy. It started with Daniel playing dumb and asking what was going on and what did he do. Like I promised all of you, I didn't respond. The dick knew exactly what he'd done. He just kept texting and kept texting. One text that I found particularly infuriating was, "I can't think of anything I have done to deserve this. Whatever you think I've done isn't true. I'm sure you just misunderstood, and I can explain. I mean, damn, you didn't have to be so dramatic and just leave me like this." I love how he was already saying that I just misunderstood what I think he's done and that he can explain. He's such a shit person that he wouldn't even just come out and admit to the emails and say he's sorry, and then to call me dramatic. The texts progressed into angry ones. Here is a string of texts from him, word for word, except that I corrected some grammar because his grammar is ridiculous. Each text was probably sent about 2 minutes apart, sometimes less. Just so you understand the level of crazy here. I will refer to myself as L in these because he uses my name a lot, and my real name starts with an L, so seems appropriate. I blocked him after this, by the way. Baby, you know how much I love you. I'm at a loss right now. I don't understand. Why won't you answer me? I just tried calling. L, please pick up. We are getting married. I thought you cared about me. I guess I was wrong. I guess you are cold-hearted. L? Baby? Are you okay? At least answer me so I know you are okay and not hurt or something. Seriously? L, seriously, you're a puss. I didn't mean that. I'm just getting really worried and upset. He took about a 20-minute break between that one and this monstrosity. You know what? I did mean that. You're a damn puss for doing this. If you were unhappy, you should have told me. I can't believe you would do this to me. I love you. You are just like your father, but even worse because at least your mom is a puss, and so are you, so who can blame him? Don't ever contact me again, or come crawling back, and good luck finding a guy who will love a effing circus freak puss. Lol 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 dumbass. So that's when I blocked him. I know nothing he said was true, but still, this wasn't just an email to his ex. This was something he sent to me directly. I cried a lot after that one. It hit me pretty hard. This is someone I was planning a future with just a couple of days ago. He was so sweet, as far as I knew, obviously. He used to kiss my hand almost every morning. It's just such a shock, it's hard to wrap my mind around it. Last night was a really tough night for me. I keep reading back what I wrote in this update last night, and it helps to keep me feeling strong. I keep reading all of your lovely comments and messages from the original post, and it helps to keep me feeling loved and strong. Jake and Mike are wonderful, and I'm lucky to have them to hold my hand and help me through this. Though his texts hurt me, they also reaffirmed that he's a spineless weasel and that I 1000% did the right thing by leaving. He's making it really easy to get over him. Sorry this got so long. I wanted to really include you all in what's happening. Thanks for checking in on me and caring about what happens to me. Love to you all. Little update. Wow. You are all amazing, wonderful people. So much love and support. I'm crying because of all your lovely, sweet messages. It's honestly so encouraging. I had the intention of responding to some comments, but the post is now locked, so I just wanted to make sure to update this to say thank you. I hope you all see this. I had a lot of people PM me asking if there were any signs that Daniel was an asshole, so they know what kind of red flags to look out for. Honestly, no. I wish I could say yes to that, so I could potentially prevent others from going through what I did, or something similar. He was very attentive and loving. He never once made fun of my appearance, to my face. He seemed to appreciate my ambition and independence. I never felt controlled or criticized for being a financially stable, educated woman. I had a therapist after I lost my friend in the accident. My father had also walked out earlier that year, so we were discussing this and how I hadn't seen it coming. My therapist told me that people can make you see whatever they want you to see, but that they can't keep up the facade forever. Things almost always come to a head eventually. The only thing you can do is be secure enough with yourself to understand that the faults of others have nothing to do with you. Just make sure you surround yourself with enough good people that you can afford to lose one or two along the way. I suppose that would be my advice on the matter. Love people openly and let yourself be loved, but always keep hold of yourself and make sure you have yourself covered should someone let you down along the way. As far as the dress goes, I believe I will take the advice of many of you and donate it to flood victims in Louisiana. It is a beautiful gown. I think what I will burn instead is my reception dress. I've got to burn something. Thanks, Reddit. I sincerely love all of you and wish you the best in all of your life endeavors. I might pop back up in a few weeks to update you all on how I'm doing.